Now we will discuss about 72 aphorism. With respect to the first point, means with respect to the first point of 71st aphorism, that is the meaning of here. With respect to the first point, the following will serve as a general preliminary view. The disease to which man is liable are either a rapid morbid processes of the abnormally deranged vital force, which have a tendency to finish their course more or less quickly, but always in a moderate time. These are termed acute diseases. For they are diseases of such as a character that with small, often imperceptible beginnings, dynamically derange the living organism, each in its own peculiar manner, and cause it gradually to deviate from the healthy condition in such a way that the automatic life energy called vital force, whose office is to preserve the health, only opposes to them at the commencement and during their progress imperfect, unsuitable, useless resistance, but is unable of itself to extinguish them, but must helplessly suffer them to spread and itself to be ever more and more abnormally deranged, until at length the organism is destroyed. These are termed chronic diseases. They are caused by infections with a chronic miasm. Here Dr. Samuel Hahnemann has explained about the first point. The first point in the 71st aphorism. 72 onwards we are going to discuss about the knowledge of disease. In the 71st aphorism we have seen knowledge of disease, it is important for the homeopathic cure. 72 onwards we are going to discuss about the disease, the knowledge of disease. Here in the 72, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann has explained about the acute disease and chronic disease. What is disease? Disease, it is an abnormally deranged vital force which is going to reflect externally in the form of signs and symptoms. That is the concept of disease in homeopathy. And these diseases, they have been classified in acute and chronic diseases. The acute disease, it is a disease which is coming sudden and rapidly. Sudden onset, rapid progress of the disease, it is in the acute condition. These are the short term period. These diseases, they may go within a short or moderate period. These diseases, they may go within a short or moderate period. And in that acute disease, the person he is suffering for a short period. This is the first type of acute disease. The second, it is a chronic disease. The second, it is a chronic disease, and the chronic diseases, they are the often imperceptible beginnings. Gradual development of the disease, it is there. Gradual progress of the disease, it is there. And in the chronic disease, the person he is suffering for a long period. Often imperceptible beginnings. The meaning of this, it is unnoticeable things they are present in that patient. When the person he is going to suffer from the internal derangement, in the chronic disease, the person he is not feeling that I am going to suffer from the disease after a few months, after a year. But before going to produce the chronic disease in that person, the person he has started about the development in the form of internal derangement of the vital force. This internal derangement of the vital force, when it has been completed, this gradual derangement, it is present in that patient. And this gradual derangement, this progress, when it has been completed, the person he is getting diseased. When these morbific agents, they are coming in that person for the derangement, when these morbific agents, they are making the derangement of the vital force. What is the duty of our vital force? It is to repel these inimical forces. Inimical forces, they are the disease making factors. At the time of manifestation of these inimical forces, this vital force, it is having useless resistance. It is trying to repel these inimical forces, but it is having the inability to repel these inimical forces. It has to suffer helplessly and as ever the derangement it is getting increased, the vital force it is completely deranged, and after the complete derangement of the vital force, the person he is getting formation of external signs and symptoms. If these diseases they are not treated properly, if these diseases they are not treated properly, as these diseases they are having the background of chronic miasms, these diseases they are having the background of chronic miasm, until and at length they have not been treated properly, they can destroy the human organism, they can destroy the patient. That is about the chronic disease. So in short, in the 72 aphorism what we have studied, as per the 71st aphorism, you should have the knowledge of disease. This is the first condition while conducting a cure. And in the 72, he has explained about the things which are related to the disease. Disease, it is an abnormally deranged vital force which is going to manifest externally in the form of signs and symptoms. That is disease. Next, which types of diseases they are present? The first it is acute disease, the second it is chronic disease. As the acute diseases they are coming in the person within a short period, sudden onset, rapid improvement of the disease it is there, and these diseases they can terminate themselves within a short or moderate period. The second thing about the chronic diseases, the chronic diseases, as the persons they are suffering for a long period, and before going to produce this chronic disease, the persons they are often starting with imperceptible beginnings. When he is getting illness at the start, his internal derangement it has been conducted. This internal derangement it has been continued for a long period. After the complete derangement of the vital force it is going to disturb completely, and its disturbance it is going to reflect in the form of signs and symptoms externally, and that is the disease which has been produced in that person after a long period. That is the term here has used in this aphorism of an imperceptible beginning. At starting, the patient is not feeling that he will suffer from the disease after few months, after year. And these chronic diseases they are having the background of miasms. Miasms they are the chronic condition arising substances, chronic disease arising substances, factors, and these are the conditions which are present in the form of disease. They are the acute and chronic conditions. As these chronic diseases they are not treated properly with the exact mode of treatments, with the exact medicine, they are going to terminate the life of patient. That has been discussed in the aphorism number 72. Finish.